And after this commercial break, we return to Voyager, to our Viking shenanigans, where we will be in the family home of. Oh god, my brain.
Dite.
Yes, Dite. The Fiskers. A very, very, very prevalent fishing family. So prevalent. Poor Krar. There are so many. Well, they're not even all children. There's children, there's young adults, there's proper adults. There's a lot of people that live in this longhouse. A lot. Dide is among them. And at the moment, Dide is back after her morning shenanigans, as Therges are wont to do, to check in, to get something to eat, to bat some of the older, younger kids around. Because, man, they have too much energy. Way too much. They've really made a game of trying to get up to Krar's loft. They have attempted a stacking tactic at least once. It ended in predictable tragedy, really. But they did try. They got an A for effort. They actually got impressively high. Got about 4 kids tall before someone lost their balance. You know how that goes. But in this particular case, Krar will be stirred from whatever mischief. How much mischief can he get up to in the loft?
He can get into as much mischief as reading the Bible can get you. Meaning he has started a religious revolution to... No, I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, he's initializing a crusade.
He's put himself at the center of the Teutonic Order. Hello, my fellow Christian crusaders. Hello, Chapter Master. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, boy, that'd be awful. Could you fucking imagine?
That would be a bad day for many people.
So we're going to attack this place, and this place. But, sir, Master Krar, they're so out of the way, so remote. Yes, I know. That's where the pagans dwell. Well, then, okay, anyway. Krar's just up there reading his Bible.
Krar will eventually hear, a not unfamiliar, like, telltale little thud. Because much like in the modern days, someone might flick pebbles off a window to get someone's attention. Today is just resorted to flicking pebbles up to land on the, floor of this loft.
And Krar will hastily stuff his Bible back into his pillow, and he is going to, look over his loft and see, who's down there.
Look over the edge. Today just kind of has her hands not fitfully, but just kind of idly on her hips. She's looking up, eyes kind of glinting gold as she does so. Have you even left the house today, Krar?
With the noise, I assume this is over Packlink, right?
Yes.
Okay, because Dite is the only one.
There's at least one child screaming for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Okay, because Dite is the only one who Krar actively cares to listen to. So he is going to, just get on his, hands. I can't speak today. He's going to go ahead and he is going to put his head in his hands, just, lying down across his loft, and he is going to think back to her. No.
The head kind of cants a bit. Eventually you will have to become a productive member of society outside of the raids, right? Summer only lasts so long.
I take offense to that. Surely I'm useful. I'm up here.
Well, you aren't being climbed on, so bonus to you, she says, with at least one, really, really industrious, 8-year-old literally climbing up her armor. Well, her tunic. She doesn't need to be armed when they're home and not planning for any shenanigans.
You're right. Not everybody can be the Trimbusans.
I mean, going armored all day, every day would be very uncomfortable. So I'll give you credit for that, but you do need to. Do you have a trade, Krar?
Well, the closest thing to a trade I have would be spycraft.
What?
Of course, that doesn't sell very well here in these northern lands, but I swear to you, if I were in the Mediterranean, oh yes, then my spycraft would be in high demand. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm getting a phone call.
Okay. Let's go out to the movies. Let's go out to the movies. Yep. All you get.
Is that it? Is that all?
Yep, that's it. All of it.
God damn it, Katie. You must stall. Stall.
Because Aaron and Asher continue arguing as they're walking up the fucking ladeway.
Oh no, I would do that, but I'd take over the scene. I don't want to do that. I have something planned. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your little ass one bit.
I am only slightly worried. Ever so slightly worried.
Let us get the dishes for the bitches.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh my goodness.
So Krar just said,
In very high demand, but not so much here.
right.
Today is just kind of lofting a only slightly skeptical brow, because it's not that she wholly disbelieves him. It's just like you've pointed out that this really doesn't apply to our current situation. And in the meantime,
Well, in the meantime, no one will expect an attack from above. So I'm kind of like a Dubrovnik. Oh,
what?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know the translation. It's a Slavic household spirit. It guards your house.
It's a very sweet thought, Krar, but not especially useful in the day-to-day.
Well, the one time I'm needed, you'll say how useful I am. So what is it you want me to do?
Will. We need to find you something to do besides hide in the loft.
Well, unlike Dita, can you read and write?
Of course I understand runes.
And what about Latin? The Latin symbols.
No, why would I need to know those?
Well, I do. I can both read and write. My handwriting is deplorable, but you can read it.
Or at least objectively I can't. She's like tilting her head. I won't blame you if you do it by coming out the front, but get down here. She finally turns and pries this very industrious 8-year-old off of her and starts heading out the door.
And as always, Krar is going to once again make sure his scant belongings are good. he's going to just very like mindlessly crush a. I mean, everybody has bed bugs in this day and age, so he's gonna very casually just crush one that is clinging to his clothes, and he is going to get down. The way to get down is, because he is a very dexterous person, he is just going to like hang, as if it's some kind of like Splinter Cell game or some other kind of game, and he's just gonna drop down and just roll. Yeah, so he's gonna drop, roll, and then just pop back up on his feet and walk outside.
Oh Lord, what is this? Yeah, pop up. Thankfully, the kids are not quite. I mean, some of the younger ones are comfortable enough to try to annoy you, but they're more easily evaded. And so, you escape.
And I escape, and I am outside.
Out in natural light.
No, okay. Yeah. So, Prar is going to look around. What does he see besides the big red rock eater looking at me? I thought the Theurges had taken care of him, but no. Okay, so in all seriousness, what does he see?
I mean, you see this with far fewer trees. In fact, no trees. No trees. We did away with the trees, and admittedly somewhat larger. You've got the sprawly village shenanigans and Dite, who is waiting outside, glancing back. There is the usual hustle and bustle, people going about doing their nonsense. There are kinfolk wandering about. Most of those who go fishing and whatnot during the day have already sailed out, considering that Dite has already gone through her morning processes and whatnot. Yeah, it's late enough that most people have pretty much gotten where they're going, if they're going anywhere. But there's still like something of a market area. There's still chatter down by the docks. There is the usual group of the physically handicapped, those who have lost like legs and whatnot, and most of the spinsters and the like have sat around and are mending nets, braiding rope, all of that delightful shit. So it's just another fine day in this here little Viking town, village, port situation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And why, yes, fortuitously, Arn and Astra are over that way towards their parents' home. Oh Lord, the links keep coming, and I can't click them all. But yes, there is just general shenanigans.
General stuff. Okay. Well, Krar. Yeah, there's really nothing that interests Krar so much. But, I mean, he looks like, trying to heed Dite. He's looking around all the various occupations he could be. And, he realizes that if you were in Europe, there's a lot more specialized, specific guild-related things he could do. But up here, it's a much older time. And, he's looking around. He's just like, he sees people weaving rope. He sees people making clothes. And he just
There's like an inquisitive side-eye taking place as he makes grumbly noises to himself. Are you
Hmm.
quite well?
No, Dita, I'm not well.
And why is that?
I don't want to do any of this work. All my life, I've been either a petty thief or a spy, and there's none of that work needed here. And I'm pretty sure I'd get my head chopped off if I tried to steal something from somebody.
It is distinctly possible. People are quite fond of their own belongings. And we do like the liberal application of violence as a deterrent.
Well,
How far is your closest contact car? There's a light lean. She does that thing where you kind of pop up an arm and lean it on someone's shoulder. Do tell. Lean in.
Actually, Katie, are we in Norway or Denmark?
We're in Denmark.
Ah, well then. Oh wait. Are we on the east or west coast of Denmark?
You are actually fairly far towards the northern portion.
Ah, okay.
You have a pretty decent, you'd be pretty much at ease to set out in either direction.
Well, my closest contact is a bit further south, here in Denmark. He's a shipwright.
Really?
Yes.
And she'll start leading him off towards the main hall. Is he
Okay,
kin?
yeah. No. Well, at least I don't know. I've never smelled him, you see.
Never.
I've never personally enjoyed very much the smell of fish. And
So
most of
you've
his
never met this person?
No, I have. I just don't like to smell him for very long. You see, most people need fishing boats worked on, and fishing boats smell like fish. So, of course, he smells like fish. Of course, when he works on a marvelous longboat, he smells like tar. But tar smells nicer than fish in my nose.
For what it's worth, today looks decidedly amused with this entire tangent. Does it?
Yes, I do not like the smell of fish. Oh, I'll eat it. But I don't like the smell of fish.
You're a very strange man, Carr.
Indeed, I am. Well,
How far do your people stretch?
from here to Constantinople. Far, far, far away.
I was going to say, what are the chances she even knows what Constantinople fucking is?
Well, actually, the Byzantine Empire has a notable special forces unit of Vikings.
That was not around this time though. That was a
Well,
good
then
bit ahead.
never mind.
Good bit ahead of that. They haven't found out that bit yet. Bjorn Ironside isn't around yet.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess you'd have to roll like.
I mean, earnestly, she has seen as far as any of her people have seen and can really remember. So probably not so much. She just kind of throws him a perplexed look. All right, I will rephrase. Do they stretch far enough to tell us if the dead are still traveling?
Ah, no.
No. wasn't so far. Like gestures off towards the horizon in a particular direction. I mean, admittedly, it was days travel by boat, but
Dita, I have many people who I know in the civilized world, but here, this is not so civilized as I would understand it. You see?
there is a decided brow quirk. Your phrasing could use work.
I never said I was a very good speaker, did I?
No. I can at least say that. So they don't stretch far enough for that. Surely there is something. She even draws up her fingers because I don't care if it's time period appropriate or not. Does the air quotes, proverbially. Civilized between here and there.
Oh, well, allow me to explain what I mean. You see, here you have your nobles and that sort of thing, but further south, you have things that are made out of stone. And you see, my concept of civilization is very different. I come from a place where grand works, the likes of which you've never seen before, exist.
God damn it, you guys. Like that monastery you were so fond of.
Oh, far
Side-eye.
grander than the simple monastery. Dita, have you ever heard of the Roman Empire?
I have heard all manner of things, but that is not the same as seeing.
Oh, well. The Romans are a far-flung thing from yesteryear. Far away. Gone from today. But their works still remain. You have to understand where I come from. Where I was born. We live among the ruins of Rome. We maintain the ruins of Rome. And here, the tallest thing in the village is this right here. And it's made of wood. And that's fine. It keeps the rain out. It keeps animals out. It works.
How tall might you need it to be?
Oh, I don't need very tall at all. Except if you are up in a high place, you can see farther. And if you can see farther, then you can observe at a longer range when your enemies are approaching. I don't have enemies, I'm just saying.
Oh, don't you worry. That's what we have guardians for. Gives him his shoulder a pat and pauses. Oh, hey, Astra!
God, how demented. How fucking demented.
That may or may not be. That's why he was the one I chose.
Oh. You guys are the worst.
Hello, Astra.
Hello, Car.
Oh, hello, Astra.
This looks like they actually looks like you both just took fucking cocaine or something.
It looks like the face she'd make when she was about 2 inches away from Car when he turns around, essentially.
You see
Yeah, pretty
today
tall.
what I did behind that hood? Opium. It's amazing.
Oh,
Oh my god!
fuck it.
fuck
I'm
you
actually
two are
going.
on, but you need to share.
Okay, I'm gonna fuck it. All right. So as Crara's turning around and she goes, "Oh hey, Astra." That's literally the expression like Astra has. She's like right, like I mean, like Crara turns and like nose to nose with the demon herself.
Krar is going to use bonus action disengage. He's going to action dash, and he's going to reaction dash. No, okay, so
This is a deal. Yeah. But yes, probably the creepiest thing for Crara is she actually smiled. Ugh. And she has her hair down like and then she has her hair down like a harlot.
Like a harlot.
And then stepping in behind her, of course, the man himself. Dite.
Yes.
Hello.
For what it's worth, she will do Krar a small favor. And then she will loop an arm around his shoulders and pull him in. I mean, admittedly, she's also leaning on him a bit, using him as a leading post. But, you know, it's potentially safer than leaving him entirely to Astra's mercy.
What are you two doing?
She proceeds to point at the hall that they're standing right in front of. Lunch?
Lunch. Well, looks like we came at the right time.
Believe it or not, there are fewer people in that hall than in my home at any given time. Or at least it feels that way.
There are a lot of children running around here. As Arn shakes his leg as one of them has clamped onto his shin bone. Like, "Ugh."
They all run away from Astra. Because the hand-me-down robe.
You must be Iska.
It was Iska.
Oh, God.
But yes, yeah. She'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Wow. You're all so very awkward today.
I was just have not seen Krar in a long time. Leans forward.
That's because he hides in the loft.
He
Isn't
does.
that somewhat of a skill set generally attributed to?
He
Very
does.
much.
How very pulls him in close. Shadow Lord of you.
I hope you don't accuse my cousin of the same thing.
No, your cousin is far different.
Is he?
Which one is he again?
The little one.
Fool's gold.
The one that always reminds you of his. The one that always reminds you of the children he does not have.
Nope,
He might
don't
one
know
day
him.
have. I mean, he's right over there. She like points. Just proceeds to make an expression very, very similar to the ones that the Krar makes when he is spotted at any given point. A moment as this thing very slowly loads. So slowly, just kind of the boo.
Whispers in Aaron's ear. I set chickens on him earlier.
Honestly, I didn't know that was her cousin. I thought he was just some kind of like whiny little ragabash or something.
They breed like rabbits, brother.
Today leans in
That's
from the other
not true.
side. He literally called me cousin while you were strangling him.
They breed like rabbits, brother.
Look, Tay, I never
Rabbits.
claimed to be a smart man. And I
Just
never
one.
claimed to have a rather good memory. But there is a lot of you. And you are my favorite one of you. I will never forget you, Tay.
You're my favorite one of you.
Puts his arm around her.
You're my favorite one of you. For fuck's sake.
At least she looks entertained.
Astra just rubs her head. Let's go have lunch with your favorite one of the day.
Of course.
I do prefer to be his favorite today, as opposed to his least favorite.
Exactly. Now come. We must feast. Within reason.
Within
you-
reason.
Oh, there is no
Are you
reason
sure that you are, in fact, my illustrious alpha?
Leans down to her. And don't you forget it. Now come.
I don't know. You don't sound like him.
The mutton awaits my belly, and I must conquer this hall. And he just lifts up Dite,
Ugh.
like bridal carriage, like yep, hooks underneath her, like the back of her legs, and just picks her up and starts walking out.
There's
You
at
know
least an initial like flail of like gravity.
Hello, Crier.
Yes, hello.
You look jolly.
Oh, just so happy. Mm-hmm.
Not going to eat with the rest of us? Lean forward.
Well, of course, I'll join you for food.
Come on, Crier. You could sit right next to me.
Oh, very well then.
Smiles. Pulls him in. We enter the main hall.
You do. It is
Hey.
illustrious.
Katie, remind me, because I have forgotten since. Dite obviously told On that his wife is pregnant.
Yeah, she did.
Did she tell him what it was or not? Or does she not know?
It would technically be far too early for her to have it.
All right, that's fine. I just can't remember if she told him or not.
No, though, for what it's worth, Maya's convinced it's a son
Of course she is.
and will not be swayed otherwise.
No, neither will On. Well, that's not the point. I just need to know for my reference.
No. You are convinced you are having the most glorious of sons.
Of course, he will be born in blood of his enemies, not his mother's. Anyway, bursting through the hall doors with Dite in hand, holding on to his ditties. On, you did this to yourself. On will make his way through and just plonk Dite down on one of the seats at one of the tables.
Yep, long benches, long tables.
Plonk. Yes, you see there.
Well, that wasn't completely terrible.
Why would it be terrible?
I'm thankful that you didn't drop me. Pat pats his arm.
Why would I ever drop you, Dite?
Usually because you're drunk.
You see, that is different. I'm drunk. Who knows what will happen when I'm drunk? It's like a mystery.
Really
That's
is
the fun
anyone's
of it.
guess.
It's the fun of it. Who knows? It could be anything. Isn't that why people get drunk?
Much of the time. Kind of shooting a glance back to make sure Kara makes it in alive.
I'll be back in just a minute.
He doesn't make it in alive.
He's gone. He's gone. And it's
Just imagine Astra saunters in and today's like, Astra, what did you do?
Yeah, she just saunters in. Spies the crowd though, because as he's coming in, so let's see who we see.
Da-na-na.
Even anyone else in here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Much of the village will contribute to the food, and thus much of the village will eat at the hall. What's that? Well, that was your lying dice. Well, let
What?
us see. You will see, in addition to seeing Jasper outside, you will see this fine woman inside. Oh, wait. This fine woman inside.
Aha, yes.
And alongside her, just because I do love the reactions, you'll see this fine woman inside.
Ah, look at you big nose freak. Uh,
It's not very nice.
no.
Let's see. Fuck balls. You'll see, as is often the case in this motherfucker, your illustrious tale singer, who does like to be around the halls when people are coming in for usual meals. And you'll see, not that one. And actually, considering that your father was not at your home, he will be there.
Yay.
There is something of a, essentially the quote noble stable, whatever have you, where those of particular position do sit to eat. So your father's there, the tale singer's there, and poor Rangvold is sat at the far end, just like, why? Sat, just close enough to the two old men to be within polite hearing distance, and obviously trying so hard not to be bothered with their pratter as he eats. Just, oh god. Let's see. We'll throw anyone else interesting in there. And I am going to mute him because I assume we are not supposed to be able to hear that.
Is that
There's also like a good number.
Where does Astra sit?
Who else
There's-
apart from the?
I'm
Who
gonna
else
sit
apart
next to Big Brother. Come here, Astra.
You, to be honest, you actually probably will sit next to fucking Aaron. Forming in pack formation. To be honest.
So imagine Ansel in the middle, Dide on his right, and Astra on his left. Perfect.
Oh yeah, Diddy's already reaching out. Like there is food set down the tables, and empty trays and dishes are periodically traded out. So yeah, she's already like reaching in, like, I'm getting me some of this shit.
I'm already with one hefty leg of lamb in his hand, biting it straight off the bone. He'll just lean over to Astra, right up in her face, just meat juices going down his face. It's not one of the brothers, is it?
What?
You finally settled of the brothers.
Just pours herself like mead as she's looking over. Aaron, no.
No?
No.
No. It's the one with the beard, isn't it?
Look over cold, smirk a bit, smile.
Both brothers are perfectly aware that you are in this building. You get stupid looks off both of them.
What is the reaction as Aaron is looking at Cole, and then Astra turns and looks at him as well and smiles as they both just look at him? What is his reaction?
I mean, Cole is perfectly all right with this because you know what? She smiled. Calf proceeds to elbow him. He proceeds to elbow back. The two of them descend into, like, kind of subtle little, like, shoving game, sort of elbow to elbow. They
Just look over.
refocus on each other.
Cole was most helpful earlier on for the members of this pack, so he did his job well. He was quite the protector for us.
No, it can't be them. No.
Sips something very like, she's breaking off bread and putting it in her mouth. Nothing.
Did you say something, sister?
No, I was merely observing something else, nothing related to you at all, brother.
Oh, so he isn't here then?
No.
Hold on a minute. He turns around and leans in real close. It is a he, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Ha ha. Another clue.
Rolls her eyes.
I have no interest in the females.
You
Do
see,
you think I did?
sister. You see,
But really?
within this question that I asked, you not only confirmed, but also fell into my trap that there is somebody out there.
There's no. Oh my god.
She just
There
shakes
is.
her head.
There
takes
is.
a
You
drink.
said.
Aaron, even if there was, it would not be a female.
Oh, there you have it. It's definitely a healing. I have to be sure. You never know with this day and age.
Just rubs her face. Who do you think it is then?
I saw the way some of those silver fang men were looking at each other.
What, do you think I'm into that?
I had to ask. You never know. Never know. Clearly or not, I'm quite pleased. Chomps on mutton.
Bites into her meat slowly. So much meat. To look over.
It is still periodically, especially as the two of them keep getting closer and closer and quieter. She kind of quirks a brow and keeps periodically checking to see if Krar has survived whatever has happened, because, Arn carried her in, and then Astra followed, and Krar is nowhere to be seen yet. Please let him have survived.
I'm sure that Astra would not allow Krar to sit anywhere else besides her, near her, so...
Hey, buddy.
So he's right next to her. Sat as far away from her as he can, but also as close as he has to be. And he's just eating some food. I mean, he was going to eat some mutton, but then the mutton got taken. So instead, he went for a bit of pork.
She'll just look over at L. Diddy's. Aaron seems to think that I'm infatuated with someone in this room.
I didn't say that at all.
So apparently he thinks.
It is just like, man, this meat is...
You just lean over to Dede.
Hmm?
What do you know?
Hey.
Hmm? You cannot silence your mouth with me today.
I could try.
No, you cannot. I
Seems
see.
to lift up the cup slowly.
I see through your guides. Your golden eyes never lie to me today. You know something. I am sure of it. You both do. That is. You've had one of those shivers. Girl talks.
Takes a long drink.
It actually kind of snorts. Mostly
Why are
because
you
of the shudder.
Why are you obsessing over this?
Because,
Smile.
sister, it is principle.
Principle of what?
Well, you'll... Because I would like to know who it is.
It's no one.
It's obviously someone.
Nope.
Yes. You put your foot in the trap. No matter how convincing a liar you are, I still disbelieve it. You've fallen in too many traps, and your foot has been caught by my cunning.
Then who is it
I
then?
am on to you, sister.
Then who is it then, if you seem to know me so well,
Well,
brother?
I
Means
could
what?
not say who it is. That piece of the puzzle is yet to be found. But I promise you this, sister. I will find out.
Shakes her head. Eating.
Just whirls back round to his right-hand side. Did I?
She like glances up, literally has like a button in her face. Like it is the ungraceful side turn mid bite.
Kind of leans over, looks back at Astra. Is she looking it on?
Yep.
He'll like, you know how you kind of like cover your mouth when you're whispering? He'll kind of do that, but with the mutton chop. Hold it up to his mouth, so she like up to his cheek, so she can't see. Put his arm around Today and put her in close.
Did it finishes her mid bite action? Now has a mouthful of food.
Come on, Today, you can tell me. You know something.
Chewing, very emphatically, like points at her mouth, like just what do you want me to do? My mouth's full, kind of like.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can see you chewing Today. Then swallow it.
There is a brow quirk.
What?
And once she is quite done, she takes her sweet time. She does, in fact, swallow her food. And shoots a side glance. That is what they all say.
What?
Kind of squints at him for half a second. Gonna peony the shit out of him to see if he actually got that. Because if he didn't, oh boy. And you know what? She doubts. He might not have gotten it. He just might not have. It's only 2 successes.
So she looks at him with that quizzical look. He just does that smile.
Fucking snorts again. You're fucking terrible. Now why? Even if I were to have such valuable information, my
so
most
you do
illustrious alpha, why would I betray the confidence of my beta?
So there is information. I knew it.
I said if.
And you do know.
Fine.
You do know.
I seem to specifically remember saying if. Right, Cry?
Yeah.
You there, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, right, Car? He's like mid munchies.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Anything.
Thanks for the save, Car.
I will find out. I will. One day.
I imagine the day that she sees fit to tell you.
Before that.
I don't know.
Yes.
All by yourself?
Dite, are you mocking me?
I would never.
There's like a shoot for the private like channel in the fucking pack link from today to Astra. He's going to use Maya.
She grins like, I would never.
Of course I shall find out all by myself. This is a task only I can complete.
Back through the one-to-one link is... If he tries to use Maya, he really isn't accounting well for that.
No, let even suggest it. Please. Do it.
So you wouldn't even involve your wife?
Nope.
Just you?
Just myself. All that I need.
Your cunning spycraft.
Of course.
There's another, like, brief glance over to Krar, just to see if he's even keeping up with the conversation. See if he is eating just to fucking muffle laughter at this point.
Oh. Krar is definitely listening in, but you know, he
Oh,
also
man.
doesn't want to say the wrong thing and get smacked. So
Look at all the opinion he doesn't have.
yeah,
Well, I am getting a sense of doubt within you. But that is
Could I
fine.
ever doubt
I
myself?
am not offended in any way. It's simple. I should just have to prove you wrong.
Oh. That would be the efficient way to do it, Ren. Bat slashes.
You're doing that thing again.
Hmm?
You know what?
I can't fathom what you mean.
It's a good job you're my favorite today, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
Exceptionally sarky today.
I am.
You
There's kind of a
are.
pause. Like, huh?
What is wrong with
wrong.
you today, woman?
What?
Just kind of looks her up and down. What is wrong with you today? Stops himself.
Oh.
Nothing. That is fine. You're my favorite today. Puts his arm around her, pulls her in. Like,
Sus face has been engaged.
what?
Man, this mead though.
I should just
No.
go look at people.
my first choice was going to be the mutton, but this pork is
As good as
salted
it not.
salted to perfection.
Indeed. Leans over, grabs pork in the other hand. Mixing the meats. Yes. Yes.
We should figure out if we need to do something.
Hmm?
We should figure out if we need to do something.
Do something.
Yes. I'm sure the warder or the wormfold will appreciate the assistance.
But we are assisting Astra.
Raises an eyebrow.
Of course. We, the warder and the wormfo know that our pack is ready for deployment at a moment's notice for any raid and such. But the winter is coming, and of course, we have been doing preparations.
I mean, in the surrounding area.
I have been doing preparations anyway. I do my part, as always.
Okay.
Do you not believe me, sister? Is that it?
I believe you.
Good, because there is proof out there.
It's just perhaps we should go and check with the riot to make sure that he doesn't need more of your exciting, powerful form.
Why do I feel like everybody's mocking me today?
I was actually complimenting you.
Yes, but the tone, Astra, the tone in which you say it.
What the?
I would like to point out I wasn't mocking you. I was
Very good,
hitting
Craw. Very good.
Looks
See?
over at Crowd like, shit.
Yes, it's just the ladies, is it? Stops himself again. Puts his arms around both of them, pulls them in.
Every time he says something wrong, he pulls them.
Lady.
Today is not missing the pattern.
I shall ask then.
There's after the second tug in, just that little touch through the link right over to Astra. Did someone tell him? Is that why he's doing that?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Just enjoy it while it lasts. It's going to be amusing.
Internally, because I think it's funny to enlighten what he's actually thinking. Like, oh dear God, they've synced up now.
Nothing to do with the trauma. They've just synced up.
Yep.
They've probably long since synced up. They're in a pack. They're around each other all the time. You're
Oh
doomed.
no.
That's
Outnumbered, Kra.
It's like, it has finally happened. My God. Keep smiling, Arn. Keep smiling.
You should probably go and check with the wormfo there are.
I'm going now, sister. Please finish this mutton. Slam.
I mean, she eats it. She got the strict carnivore. She fucking starts nomming on it like a mad woman.
And Arn will start to walk over to the wormfo who is trying so hard to be polite at the minute.
There's so many old men in position. And Ringwald is so tired of their shit. You approach the high table, or, appropriate Viking equivalent, whatever the fuck. And for what it's worth, I will let you peony the good wormfo as you make an approach.
Fear the mighty Arn Peony
Do it.
of 2 dice. A 10.
Hey! That's a success. To be fair, you probably only needed 1 because as you approach, he finally shoves his plate away and he, in fact, intercepts you as he rouses from his chair and he's like, just the man I was hoping to see, and turns around and in a very uncharacteristic display, sets an arm about you and immediately starts walking away from that fucking table.
It's kind of like, what? Yes, of course.
Just keep walking.
Just keeps walking. Oh, I'm guessing out the fucking hole.
Yep, right out the front of the fucking hall. Like, just keep walking. Oh, he will pause once they're outside. And promptly drop the arm as they're going through the door. And finally turn a properly more recognizable kind of stony glance aside. What is it you need, Arn?
Kind of looks back to the hole. Looks back at him. But I thought you wanted to see me, Raya.
You were, in fact, just the man I needed to see at the time.
Ah. Yes. I see. Well, Ryan, I was just hoping to let you know, of course, that anything that needs doing, Astra is getting rather, what is the term? Bouncing on her feet, yes, I believe that will work. She's getting bouncy.
He turns you a very, very skeptical look. Not for the overall claim, but just for bouncy. He's just like, really?
Oh, yes, Raya. She, of course, if our services are needed, anything extra around the deceptive course that needs doing, please do let us know.
So your packmates are so prepared to set out again so soon after the last. Squint.
It would seem so. They're always ready.
There's a thoughtful kind of tick, tick, tick for a moment. All right, well, have them pack their bags. You're leaving in the morning.
Excellent. Where are we going?
Just like, pack your bags. You're leaving in the morning. And he pauses as he turns to take a stride away. Oh. Back towards that silver thing. Protectorate. You know, the one crawling with the dead. Waves his hands.
Ah, yes, of course. Of course, Raya. I just wanted to know so I could pack proper provisions, of course.
Of course.
Of
I
course.
need to know what kind of progress they're making.
I shall let them know the excellent news, Raya.
Gives you a hearty, even for Arn, like it's a good doomp on the shoulder. Very good. And proceeds to turn and fuck right off.
Just like, yes, internally, and you're welcome for the escape, Raya.
As long as it's internal.
He got a success. He saw that shit. We're not internal.
The difference between an internal and an external monologue is very critical at points like these.
And Arn has both. And still, he'll make his way back inside and plonk down back in his seat between the ladies.
For what it's worth, in the intervening time.
Whatever conversation they've had.
For what it's worth, in the intervening time, Dide has made a point of engaging Astra, mostly to try to give Krar a fucking break. Because Astra does love fucking with him. And you know what? We chose to keep him. Please stop trying to chase him away. He might actually be useful. So Astra!
Yes?
So she's like, scooched a bit closer to mumble. Probably about the Skolson brothers, because, well, it's not that personal. Well, maybe it's just a touch, but after all, after Colt's made a showing like that, is she going to give Calf a chance to make a similar showing? Because after all, it's only fair. And is having a conversation to that tone, and has scooched in enough that as Arn comes in and promptly breaks in mid-conversation, he actually like bumps the two of them a little further apart. There's not quite enough room there for his like broad-shouldered body.
You would just literally put one hand on Dide's shoulder, one hand on Ashley, just like split the two and just sit down. Just slide them along the bench and just bonk. We're leaving tomorrow morning.
Where are we
Really?
going?
What?
Yes, we're leaving tomorrow morning.
Oh, where are we going?
We are going to the Silver Fang establishment to help them
Why?
with their undead problem. And of course, find how they're dealing with it.
Well then, looks like we get to go save the Silver Fangs.
Did he say what exactly we were doing there?
Yes. Yes, he did, in fact, Dide. I'm glad you asked.
I am too.
He said, we are going over there to help them with their problem and to see what they do.
Just us.
Yes.
Right.
Won't they want to murder all of us?
No, they're quite friendly people. Very friendly, in fact. Very friendly.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
You mean The Walking Dead?
No, kill them all. You said, yeah, look, if I recall, you all wanted to do things. Now we're doing things. Now you don't want to do things. You're quite the opposite.
no. I'm quite happy to do things.
He goes to say something, stops himself. Smiles.
Besides, the dead don't like fire, do they not?
Exactly.
I certainly hope not.
Oh, they won't like it. Just the eyes start like, it's just like you can hear it in the back of her head. It's like, yes, fire.
Through the link to Krar, as you know, your skill set might be far more applicable, far more quickly than I had previously anticipated.
Through the link. No, Dite. I have to abandon spycraft. I need a different trade.
I did not tell you at any point to abandon your trade. I simply suggested that perhaps another would suit you in the intervening time.
Hmm. Hmm. And I forgot my character's own name. Krar is going to stand up, and he is going to say, "Well then, let's go pack the boat."
Are we taking the ship?
We're going to have to, aren't we, if we need to travel that far?
Moonbridge.
What?
Going by
To
Moonbridge?
a dead
I
Sept.
don't know what's going on. Look, you look at me like I know what's happening today.
If
I was-
we're going to try to get away from the horde of undead, we might want an escape route.
Unfortunately, you're asking me questions I do not have the answers to. I can give you answers, but you will not like them.
Well, let's pack our stuff and we will figure out what we're doing in the morning.
Exactly. That's what the Wormfoe seem to think that we are doing, so that's what we are doing. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to go fuck my wife.
Like,
Hmm.
gives the big shoulder pat pat. You go have fun.
Don't worry, Dete. Smiles. I will.
And Krar is going to leave.
He's going to crawl right out of there.
Yeah, he's gonna Krar right out of there.
On will then stand. Step over the bench. Right. I shall see you two in the morning. Unless there's anything else that you need my glorious presence for.
Nope.
I'm on to you. Both of you. Conspiring.
Take a sip of a drink.
Inspiring to what exactly?
I know it. I will find him. I will. Just slowly starts walking out, sus eyes all the way. And I'm
Astro-
watching.
Ash will lean over just as her brother leaves. He's going to kill Jacob if he finds out.
Yeah, probably. Or at least maim him. He technically doesn't own Jacob, but I don't think he'd do worse than maim him. Your parents would be furious.
That's just iron, though. My father will lose his mind.
True. And then she will shift to the lake because that is just safer. But that's why we're not telling.
Nope. Nope.
You might want to invest in at least tangentially kissing
What?
someone else so that you can truthfully say it was them.
Who?
Heaves a shrug. Anyone you don't mind your brother punching, probably.
Perfect. Who does Aaron not like out of the kinfolk? This is the fucking question. That's reasonably perfect because I have to keep within my standards of the specimen.
Well, let's do this by a show of hands, as it were. All right, let's see. We've got
Let's do a
one
show
you
of
want?
hands. All
Which
right,
one you want?
guys. Which one of you is going to take one for the team?
take one for the team. Oh my lord!
Who wants to take one for the team? Okay.
Which one of you
Let's
motherfuckers is this
see.
pure breed for and can take one for the team?
Let's see. Pure breed 4. Let me consult the folder of faces.
Consult the faces.
We'll consult the faces. Who the fuck is this? Who are you? I need to see you full sized. I can't. These tiny icons aren't enough. Who the fuck are you? Well, that seems like a valid option. Then let's see. We've got this guy.
Bachelor number 1.
That's bachelor.
Bachelor number 2.
Let's see.
Jesus,
How
he's
many
taking
bachelors do I
fucking-
have in here?
Look at that! Look at that creepy ass stare, girl.
Clearly, that's
Hey.
the one he'll believe the most.
Yeah.
This beer's almost on par with hers. Let's see. Let's find at least a bachelor number 3 in here. Surely I have a bachelor number 3. I feel like that guy should be Guru. I don't want to use him as bachelor number 3.
I mean, you have bachelor number 2 is fucking Ragnar Lothbrok over there, Katie.
Holy shit, that is Ragnar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just minus the balding.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Minus the fucking bald hair. Look at that. Not bald anymore. Fuck me. Now I've got 6 there.
Yeah, so you've got bachelor number 2. You've got bachelor number 1.
Oh, Jesus.
It looks crazy enough to do it.
He's chopping wood by day and slaying bitches by night.
This is like
Bachelor
my
number
favorite part of the
1.
scene already.
He's got a stare that can kill and one that can match a Garu. Quite horrifying. He looks like a creep. Bachelor number 2.
You know what?
Also a creep.
We'll make this
Perfect
guy
for
bachelor number 3. Fuck it. I
Who?
think I've used
Who?
him. He can be bachelor number 3.
Whoa.
He's got the face of a child. He's always wearing weird fucking scarves. Bachelor number 3.
Let's not get purebred on him though.
Oh.
It's straight up purebred on him.
Oh, shit. How much levels are we talking here?
Suitable levels.
Suitable.
Suitable levels. Believable levels.
Perfect.
Not perfect.
Yeah,
If it was
he's-
perfect, she would have jumped it already. Let's face it.
But he's Silent Strider, though.
These all seem like people your brother could readily despise. Not that he needs much excuse besides the fact that you kissed them.
You know
just
what?
despise them.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the dude bro smirk hatchet boy because to be honest,
Bachelor number 1.
I know that rub Aaron the wrong way. Look at that face. It's like he's mocking Aaron with his fake. He's with his fake golden hair. Look at that shit.
He has
This
the
guy
face
think
of
he
a
is.
guy. He has the
Yeah.
face of a guy who chops wood by day and slays pussy by night.
Yeah, look at that. This Aaron wannabe. Look at that.
How dare.
Bachelor number 1.
Points
Oh,
at-
sorry,
kind of-
bachelors number 2 and 3. But maybe next time you'll find luck here on the Date Hour.
Taking one for the team.
Taking one for the team.
Glad
There
to
we
take
go.
one for the team like a champ.
She whispered into Dide's ear. I think I found one.
She's like glancing across the room, like they're no shit surveying at this point. Which one?
The one that looks like a carbon mini copy of my brother.
Why would you do that?
Also underlying tones of incest. Bachelor number 1.
Ready for that bit. Should look over. Think that's too much?
I mean, what? See, I feel like she's like sitting there, like rubbing her chin at this point. They've turned around to face away from the table, got the legs kind of crossed casually out in front, sitting there with a drink, and she's just like, I feel like there's a danger he'd almost approve if they're too similar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's been my worry in the back of my head. I'm not going with the Silent Strider. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Did
pitches a glance.
Did look at him? He smells.
He doesn't smell bad.
Does not smell
He
perfect.
smells like sand and cloth.
Yeah.
I can vouch for his kissing. Grin.
You dirty
Right over
bitch.
the edge of the cup, just grin.
I'm not having your sloppy seconds.
not sloppy seconds. It's been a while.
She looks over. She stops, does not say anything, takes a sip of her drink. No. I will not. No. We are in a good position, you and I will not insult you.
That would be tragic.
Mm-hmm. Internally, she's like, yeah, you're everybody's sloppy seconds. Internally, away from the link, nobody can hear but
So
her.
deep down inside her own brain.
Yep. Fuck it. The other one. Look at him. Look at that face. Number 2.
No, number 2. We're numbering them now.
We're
Like
numbering them.
scanning.
It's easier on my brain.
You mean
The one
Mikkel?
with the come hither stare.
That's Mikkel.
Yes, and have you know.
She proceeds to kind of like turn her nose up, like, I don't know if I would even tell you.
That's a yes.
I mean, if you want to be, like that, you could just assume a yes for almost everyone in the room. You're feeling that sassy.
I have. Smirks.
Oh, fine. I see how it is. I see.
Hey, I am joking. Internally, I am not joking.
You'd only be off by a little. Okay,
I'm
not a
listening.
little, but you'd be off. There's only so much of me to go around. And I have favorites.
She pats Diddy's.
Patted.
Do you think that one will work?
Kind of tilts her head thoughtfully. Well, he reminds me more of you than your brother. Surely he'd disapprove. Grinning.
Stands up. Drains her goblet.
I will give you 1 wits roll as you drain your goblet with intent. Beautiful, beautiful intent.
Now I will get the bitties. I'll spend a willpower on this as well because I need it. It's like, no, Astra, no. It's a good thing I fucking did.
Oh my god.
Actually, you know what? No.
No,
Take-
this is the best idea
No.
you've ever had.
Yep.
Take the
Who
double
here is going to
botch.
give a shit?
Take it.
Just own it.
Oh
Keep that
my
willpower.
God. Yes.
Take it to double botch. This
is the best idea you have ever had. No one here will say shit. And if they do, it'll be to your brother, and isn't that exactly what you want?
Perfect.
It's perfect.
She drains the goblet, looks at Diddy's, right in her biddies. I've got this.
Okay. She proceeds to grab another goblet for herself because she gonna need it. Starts tipping.
Proceeds to walk over as her hair is already down, like, you know. Yeah, I walk over. That's right. I'm doing this. Ugh.
Walk over. Mikkel is sat at one of the tables, surrounded by fellows and whatnot. Though, I mean, Astra is not a slight presence. She is the daughter of the Beta. Much as Sana is the daughter of the Alpha. They tend to, they get a little attention. So yeah, the conversation kind of fades as she gets closer to the lot of them. All of them kind of looking up like, wait.
Mind if I join you?
Of course not. Have a seat. He, in fact,
Proper
elbows
sister.
someone the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, she lands as soon as the elbow and the guy moves.
The other guy is only so much annoyed because this means that he, too, gets to sit next to her, which is ideal. There's a bit of clamoring from the others. They are less willing to move out of the way, but they will be forced to do so.
May I have some meat?
I'll say you say, may I? And by then he is already snagging one of the goblets off the table, offering it over.
Takes a slow sip of it, locking eyes with him.
Your great perception alertness. Oh, you got a 10.
Yep.
Got a 10. They're not the only ones that noticed. Your fucking bold move. You know who else noticed? These motherfuckers
Papa.
noticed.
Oh no, it's those two. They're like, hmm?
They have
What?
stopped infighting almost immediately.
To the Packlink, you just hear from to the Diddies, the Skolson brothers. They're on to me.
Yeah, I'd say they're onto you.
Diddy, I need you to make a distraction.
What do you want me to do? Faint?
You're a woman. Distract yourself with them. I told them to help you in any manner. Do it. You know what to use.
Frowns faintly. And weirdly enough, does not go. For her primary form of persuasion. Because wouldn't you know, she's recently suffered at least a moderately traumatic event. Which means that she is not, in fact, going to give them the ditties.
Does she walk out?
Give me a leadership roll.
Okay.
If she walks out, that's one botch. You still got another one coming. You got twice. You got two worst case scenarios coming at you, dude.
To be fair,
There's no way her
Actually,
leadership pool is really good, so that's still 3.
yep. Actually, technically, this would be classed as authoritative because I was pretty goddamn authoritative in telling her what to do.
You know what to do.
Yeah, so that's like 4.
Today, with A. And I roll so hard you can feel it through the leg. Upends her own goblet. And proceeds to walk over to the Skolson brothers. A conversation begins. While you're distracted. Man, he's not the only one at that table making eyes at you. Hey girl. Can't help but notice that you came and sat in the middle of this group.
Duh. Takes a slow sip of the meat again, resuming the dead eye lock. So, I hear you're a man who can get things done.
Oh man, god damn it, Torna, you're fucking killing me. You're fucking killing me. Right now.
What? What did I do?
And he proceeds to give just the most respectful, most immaculately, like the most immaculate etiquette. There's the bow of the head, the slight gesture of the hand. Any task that you might need done, Lady Astra.
Takes a sip of her goblet. Do me. No. Hey, girl, hey. Well, I do understand that you are an expert at fishing and boat building, and as part of the raids, I need somebody to help me out with certain things. It's always good to have an expert's opinion. Slow sip. Probably makes the first sign of an eyebrow waggle with the eyebrow twitching upwards.
Torna, I need you to choose high or low.
Fuck it. High roller. I've double bossed you, man. There's no going back from this. High roller.
You lucky fucker. my lady, if you would be so kind as to show me to your ship, I would be happy to offer my services.
Perfect. Stands up.
Oh boy, does he stand. Not even that like childishly overeager, just so confident. Rouses on up, sets his own goblet aside, completely abandons his meal.
Messages the Diddy's really, really quick. How do I make this public so Aaron will know that this happened?
Do it anywhere public, anywhere people can see. Everyone will know in like no
What's
time.
the best place? What is the best place, Diddy? You're an expert.
Shit. The docks. Over by the docks. The old women are always by the docks.
Perfect.
And I will tell everyone.
Perfect. Just start walking.
She starts walking. He starts walking with her. Dide has an arm around either of the Skolson brothers and is engaging them in, I don't know, it must be some sort of mental exercise. They look confused and annoyed. In fact,
and yeah,
give me high or low again.
High roller, baby.
Yeah, they are. Oh god, they are being befuddled by a Theurge. They're fucked.
Keeps walking.
All right, you stride out of the hall. I will finally allow Tom and Nick both to make alertness rolls.
Okay.
I see an 8.
Sister.
I have the sight.
Come on, Nick. You too have an 8. So it is not so much that Astra going anywhere is especially anomalous to the two of you, but man, this is the boldest thing Astra has ever done as far as approaching a man for anything besides actual fucking work. And let's face it, they saw the look. They saw it. And this motherfucker, he knows he gonna get him some. Whether or not that's the case, he knows he gonna get him some. So, yeah, the two of them stride out of the hall together and are heading off to the docks. Arn is part way to see his wife and has been, he is so distracted, and it's totally not that kin who's hawking it. It's just these are very nice shawls, and surely your wife would want one. And what is this? That is your sister. And that is a man with your sister. And in Krar's case, well, I mean, it's fucking Krar. We don't know exactly where he went. We don't know exactly what he's doing, but we do know he is always watching and listening. Always.
From the top of the eating hall.
Oh, yeah.
He
Perched like a crow on the fucking rafter.
Yes, I am
Absolutely.
perpetually the crow in the rafters. From the very top of the feasting hall, he sees Astra go out and thinks to himself, "Wow, Astra really has lowered her standards." To himself. Because, good lord, if Astra can get away thinking things that won't be
You
heard,
are all
so
welcome
can Krar.
to think whatever you like.
Katie.
Yes. Yes, Tom, my love. What can I do for you?
All right. I need to ask because have you got a plan for these double botches? If not, may I suggest? Of course, the kinfolk that I can see are the Trimbusan family slaves, are they not? Arn was on his way back, and he just managed to run into two of them, Ulf and Ulf being the old wise man that he is. Arn always has time for Ulf. He's a good man. He likes him so much, and he just happens to be walking around showing Yeah, sorting out young Jacob in here, and then perhaps he might spot them then.
You know what? You know what? Why not? Why not? I will give this.
So as the corner of Arn's eye is invaded by movement, he turns mid-conversation, talking with Alf about a few of the bandings on one of his knives and perhaps a potential gift for his wife when she inevitably spawns his, of course, son. He turns, looks. By Odin's beard, would you look at that?
Oh, they do in fact look at that. I'd say the expressions are roughly accurate, really.
Ulf, my good man, I will have to put you on hold. I shall come back later. For now, On has his prey.
Alf, of course, nods and very politely. He is no longer a slave, but a freed slave is only so much better. Jacob is, well, he's looking ways, but he's not saying a fucking word. He just politely bows his head. He knows how to behave.
My God, I never thought I'd see the day, and look at that. I told them I'd do it all by myself. I told them. You see this? Jacob, look up, boy. You see this?
Jacob, like, awkwardly jerks his head up.
Kind of wraps his arm around, points at it. You see this?
Let's roll that mighty peony of yours there, buddy. Against his subterfuge.
I told you I was going to crank this up. I'm cranking it up way high. That's a 7 and a 10.
Jesus.
That ain't bad.
That's really not bad for 2 dice.
That's 2 whole successes.
It's
I mean,
just
if he
your
gets it all,
opposite, isn't it? I'm
Tragic.
gonna die laughing if you catch this. Oh God, reasonable pull.
Jesus,
But
dude.
oh God, wait, he's got pure breed. Oh, we'll put him right about there.
Oh, let him catch it. This is gonna be beautiful.
Ah, goes to the defender.
Oh.
It's so close. It's so close. It's not that he's not letting a little leak. It's that Arn just can't catch it off him. He's just not astute enough. Maybe he's too distracted by this. Look at that magnificent pure breed form.
He's got him right around the shoulder, and he's pointing. Look at that. You see, Jacob, I told them I would find out myself, and you were here to witness this. You both were.
I was, Master Arn.
You was. Don't ever forget it, boy. Now, the hunter stalks his prey. Be so kind and keep an eye out, Alf.
The old man he is so used to your fucking shenanigans. He literally earned his freedom off your fucking shenanigans. He just nods like, you know what? Shrug and nod.
And
Just
on
ready acceptance.
the 6'4", built like a brick shit house, enable stealth mode. Would you like me to roll deck stealth?
Yes, yes, I would.
Hides behind Jacob. Ha ha!
Ah! Carrera is watching this entire thing go down. He's got a perfect bird's eye view.
Jeez, that's pretty good, actually.
That's actually pretty good.
So on, what he does, he crouches down slightly, and he begins to walk forward. But his heavy boots Now, proud posture, gleaming chest, almost disappears as he becomes the knight. And he will make his way across the docks, ducking behind boats and such, behind crates, even so much as to hiding in a gathering of the women, ducking in the middle of them. Of course, they're so helpful. Always so helpful.
They go from clucking about whatever they're talking about to clucking over you because, oh, look at you. Aren't you a darling?
Yes,
Look, you've grown up so big and strong.
Yes, lady. Please, I am in my most serious hunt. Continue talking about me, though. Don't stop.
You know
Jeez.
what? Just narratively, I don't even care. No. Fucking Krar sees everything. Fucking everything.
And Krar is just looking at this, and to himself, he just thinks he just thinks that he had some proverbial popcorn to go with this proverbial movie. Like, I sure wish I had some bread to go with this show. I wonder what will happen.
All right, Astra, you have this cocky motherfucker walking along with you for all the world like he is just... I mean, he's the cat in the cream right now. Because how many people have chased Astra and failed?
She'll like look over his shoulder. Where is the most kind of semi-public, but like it's like quote unquote public? You know, these type of places.
I mean, down by the docks is like, it's pretty much the busiest part of town. Like, you could like duck around a corner, but someone is going to fucking see you. In fact, a number of someones are going to see you. If you want to try to make a show of being innocent about it, like at the dock itself, that's one thing. You could stay on the beach.
Actually, this is gonna be even funnier. She'll kind of like, you know, be walking and walking and walking, and we'll turn. Well, you seem to be the expert in this area. Where is the best place that we should go?
He turns a glance and adopts a mild, very mild grin. He's not going to overplay it. Not for her. For everyone else, absolutely, but not for her. To see your boat. Or have you misled me, lady?
She like does this like blank stare and then turns and she's like, shit, I have not thought up to this method. Okay. All right, Astra.
Don't worry. He will further confuse your thoughts by, as he says so, bringing up the hand and just ever so politely, you know? This, much the same as Cole did. It's that, you know, brings up and brushes the knuckles with his lips. After all, that is perfectly polite.
Mm-hmm. We can take a number of detours to get to my boat. Yo, it's a thing we can do.
I think I know just the detour. And
Nods.
if she allows it, we'll maintain his hold on her hand and look to guide her properly, tucking her arm.
Let's throw willpower to see would she, because he's not perfect. Or is he the
Meanwhile-
suitable slave that she wants?
Meanwhile.
5.
Moving the clucking hens as a shroud. Slowly. dun, 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 rolls out, hides behind the boat.
She keeps hold of his hand. Although she's like, but 2 10s on a willpower roll, so it saves it.
It's not even just like the little hand holding. He actually does take up your arm properly, like one should with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll proceed to lead her around this way. And wouldn't you know, if he is a boatwright, he does in fact know the area. And we'll secure them a surprising amount of privacy.
Yeah, even she's surprised. She's like, holy shit.
I mean, it'll only last so long. It's not that nobody goes by, it's just that this isn't a place people pay much mind to. It's essentially him tucking around side of one of the huts, and there's nothing especially intriguing that anyone needs to get to in this area. There's less foot traffic, but it's still right by the beach. It's still within view of the docks, technically.
She kind of leans probably back against one of the wooden boards. Private?
Perhaps I want you all to myself. Again, he does not manhandle. He does not overplay it. Not quite. He might move a little close. A little. You didn't like that personal space, right? That's fine. But again, lifts up the hand as he says so. Touches it to his lips. After all, it is so rarely, Lady Astra, you see fit to take any of us on a walk. I
There's
covered
a
the
head.
opportunity.
You do know that can't exactly tell everybody what we're doing.
I did secure us a place that was a reasonable detour, but kind of pitches, he stands up a bit, gives her breathing space for what it's worth, and kind of looks out towards the dock. And I mean, yeah, you can see it from here, but who the fuck is going to look over in this particular corner?
Nobody in particular.
Nobody.
Krar is going to climb down.
Oh,
Fucking nobody in particular. Who said that? Nobody.
Nobody.
Astra, this is your conscience speaking.
Do it.
But continue. You
Krar
let me
climbs
know
down.
when, Katie.
Oh yeah, Krar climbs down. And tell me, where are the Schulzen boys?
The Skolson boys are still inside.
Skulson. Okay, that's good. So, the Skulson boys. Krar is going to come up right next to them, arm around, one arm around each of their necks.
That is
Why,
where
hello,
Kitty is. For
Haha.
what it's worth, if you come in the door, you'll see that Dide is nested so tidily between them and holding what she is clearly enjoying as far as a conversation the two of them are drinking and looking befuddled.
Oh, well, that does throw a monkey wrench into Krar's
I
plan.
will...
Nope, Krar goes away. There's no point in continuing. He'll have to save this tidbit for later. Now Krar will actually go and fucking start packing.
Aw, Krar. He's a smart cookie. But yes. And to a point, Tom, it is up to you. Provoke
All right.
a contested roll once you get within a certain range.
I was going to say, because I have the perfect entrance.
Contested roll, sir.
All right, you want me to roll again, or using the roll before?
We can go with your standing roll.
I'll try to see if I see it. I see you.
Well, I'm going to roll again then, fuck it.
No, you can't.
I
You
got
can't work
four.
after,
All right then.
sir.
I got 4. I got 4
I will
out of
say
4
that he is
dice.
far too distracted. He is not paying any mind because he's got what he wants.
So, no, you want me to see, that's fine. Yes, carry on. So, as Astra is getting schmoozed, in the corner of her eye, she will see Arn tiptoeing from behind one of the boats to behind like a pile of like lobster nets, lobster cages.
Oh, this is gonna be even better. Yeah, I like they haven't really gone close, and so yeah, fuck it. This is exactly what you wanted. She kind of will. She's been leaning up against kind of one of the wooden palisades and all that. So fuck it. To see, when she sees like the Pink Panther movements of her brother, she'll grab what's his name, Mikhail, and then spin him so they switch positions and just bam, like a fucking great white shark, essentially.
The most romantic kiss. That does sound romantic for a Get a Fenris, doesn't it? She just grabs it and whirls around, pins him to the wall, goes for it.
Yep, like a fucking great wife.
Question: I gotta ask, because she doesn't do this. How good of a kisser is she?
The second time she's kissed anyone.
She isn't. That's the point.
Let me throw performance to see do I actually pull this off. I won't even include my purebred.
Oh, you gotta throw the second botch in there.
You get the purebred, but you also get the untrained penalty. You didn't train and make outs. You have not been making out with your pillow on the regular practice.
On the regular practice, all right. So what am I doing?
You get your dice.
What am I rolling? What am I rolling?
Charisma.
I mean, to be fair, in the Middle Ages, it would make sense not to make out with your pillow. There's bed bugs in there.
I mean, wow.
You don't eat his face.
You do not, in fact, eat his face. Considering that you have no idea what you're doing, you're pretty fucking good at it.
I stick my tongue and hope for the best and wiggle.
He apparently appreciaes your aggressive enthusiasm. You straight up snog the shit out of this man who was admittedly unprepared. Because let's face it, there's no stories to go off of. There's no warning. There's just the back hits the wall and then she's on him. Like a fucking spider monkey. Jesus.
Like a shark, Katie.
Like a goddamn shark.
Like a shark. Like
a shark. Precision and emotion from this, Katie. That's what this is.
Just narrate a nice. I will kill you all. What I'm about to do. I already know it.
I mean, like that's the thing. Like,
he's all about it.
Yeah, she knows her brother's there, so she's gonna ramp it up as much. Like she's pushing him further, and like it's getting like holy shit.
And
like,
so,
if Aaron thinks that they probably will end up getting down to it by now, to be like actually get it on.
As
their hands, they're happening.
As the hands are getting handsy, as Astra opens the corner of her eye, just to try and spot where Arn is, you just see coming out from the shadows, right next to them.
Hello there,
Mikhail.
That's kind of does the mock jump back like, whoa.
Oh, hey, look, he can think again with his brain. There's a blink or two. Glance aside.
Oh, she's quickly buttoning up their fucking tunic.
Yeah, she is.
Otherwise,
he proceeds to
Astra's biddies and abilities to be in the wind.
Why are you like this? He promptly stands himself up off the wall and offers a bow of the head, reaching up to wipe the blood off his lip because you said like a shark, and you know what? He dug it. Bows his head. Lord Arn
looks at him. How tall is this guy? How big is he?
He's pretty decent size. He's not.
Is he bigger than me?
Oh, probably not. Let me eyeball you real fast.
6'4", strength 4, stamina 4.
No, he's not as big as Arn. I mean, he's pretty big for a kinfolk, but he's not built like a brick shithouse.
But Arn just looks at him, the few inches down that he is, looks at Astra, looks at him, looks at Astra, and looks at the way she's kind of like panically wrapping up her dress and stuff. And he actually does adopt the face that's on there, rather than the smile or anything. Just a kind of real, like the iron, serious face that probably reminds Astra a lot of the father. He looks at him. Just going out for a walk. Hmm?
Yes. Very engaging one.
Is that what this is, Mikhail? A walk.
Mikhail, for what it's worth, has kept his head down because, you know what? In the end, he is still a kinfolk, and you are not.
Hmm? She didn't bite out your tongue, Mikhail.
She has not, Lord Arn. Yes, a very engaging walk, as the lady has said.
All right. He nods. Looks at Astra.
I gotta roll my lips up, man, because inside the back of her head, she's like, I did it! You know what I mean? And she's not the one good at keeping her mouth shut, so I'll actually be fair to my poor out brother. So it's 3, that's 9 dice for pure breed, fuck me. Best-ish. Like, oh, no, yeah, you definitely caught me.
He looks at her.
The most fakest guilty, like I am, yeah, nope. I've been doing a bad face.
Would you like to roll a perception empathy on your brother, Astra?
Oh boy. Jesus, 3.
All you needed was a success. You see, there is that fuel. It is burning hot. Red hot. You're not entirely sure why, because he's always been so encouraging for you to find a man and do the do, but something is burning him. And then you catch it in his eyes. He looks at you. He just kind of shakes his head a bit. After what has just happened, sister. He just shakes his head and turns and starts walking off.
Oh. Oh, jeez, Aaron. Fuck me. I better take a rage for that. Fuck. Let's see if I frenzy or not. Ooh. Nope. Good. Ooh. She takes this like twitch. Fuck it. She begins to walk after Aaron, leaving poor Mikhail fucking behind. That she just storms after Aaron like as fast as she can.
Oh man, Mikkel did not move through that entire fucking exchange. It will not be until the two of you have stepped away that he moves at all. And even then, it's just... He is not going to be off by his onesies when he gets caught next, but he will not move far.
I mean, you can catch up to on. You can see he's tense. Like the shoulders are buckled, the fists are clenched. Just walking.
Eventually, I catch up to him and tap his shoulder, not aggressively, but enough
stop.
with enough force. Yeah, it's not definitely designed not to attack or anything. It's just enough to he'll definitely turn.
Just looks at her.
Really? That's what you think of me?
Astra. To all I've seen you, you're never one to do such a thing like that. And then, after the last few days, not mad at you, Astra. The thought of that, them doing what they did, and I see that, him, slime ball.
They didn't hurt me, Aaron. It's not your fault.
Now, with respect, sister, I'm going to go to the training grounds. I'm going to stay there for a while.
Don't leave. Don't walk away. That's not fair.
No. Well, I don't play by the fucking rules. And he grabs her and then lifts her up. Like bridal carriage, just like he carries Dite around.
Duh.
And he marches to those training grounds.
Duh. Which is probably the most aggressive walk of her life. As they're walking, she'll kind of turn and say very, not calmly, no, because she's not. She's on 5 raids. There's no calm. It's not your fault, Aaron.
A good and strong leader admits mistakes when they are made.
But you made no mistake, Aaron.
I wasn't there. The
She'll
one
eventually she'll be like, get me, so she can face him properly. Like, almost kind of like squirm a bit.
I mean, he's carrying you like on your back in his arms. So like you could just like in front of him. Like bridal carriage.
Put me down, Aaron.
Puts it down.
She'd stand right in front of him. So he literally has to plow over her to get to the training ground.
He's quaking.
She'll wrap both her arms around, so she like cups both her hands on his cheeks, so he's looking right into her eyes. And a good leader can't hold everything that happens to him, otherwise he'll torment himself to the end of his days. I know you want to carry this for me, Aaron. But you can't. You don't have to. You can't carry me everywhere.
No. No.
That doesn't mean you're weak, because you can't. Like, with the thumb kind of rub along with bits of the stubble.
But I am a Trimbus. I will endure.
It's not about enduring. There's nothing to endure.
It is.
You don't have to endure anyone's pain, Aaron. Not mine or Dide's.
No. But I am the shield wall in front of it. And that wave I will always take.
Aaron,
It's my duty, sister.
you can't always be the shield.
I am an Arun. My job is to kill. I am good at killing. But I am no monster.
It's also an Aaron's job to lead, to rally, and to inspire. It's also an Aaron's job to offer wisdom. It's also an Aaron's job to hold, not to constantly throw themselves into a thing that they know themselves they can't weigh down on. You can't always be the great dread wolf, Aaron.
What happens when that wisdom falls on deaf ears?
That's why you have me.
What I said earlier? Is that what that was?
What? That was me doing my own to forget and actually enjoy life. Is that wrong, Aaron?
No.
Are you going to shout at me for enjoying myself? For being happy?
That's what I'm doing now, sister.
No. But you're quaking. What were you so afraid of?
It's not what I was afraid of, what he was doing. It's what he could have done.
And with the thumb kind of playing along with the stubble, along the bits of the ends of her, along the ends of the base of the finger. Don't you think I would have stopped him?
All I saw was my sister getting handheld. With what I found out, that is enough.
And for what?
I am sorry for getting in the way of your personal business.
For what, Aaron?
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't. And I'm not angry with you for that. I know you're trying to be there now.
You said stay close.
I know I did. You did your job. You stayed close. Did your duty. Even if you did hurt my feelings.
He just nods.
But you weren't there, and that's okay. Dede is not angry with you. I am not. We survived. We endured. We were not harmed. We walked back into this sept, covered in the blood of our enemies proudly. Came back to you safe and sound.
Let me go to the training grounds.
No. Because you'll just beat it away. And the next day you'll be smiling, laughing, and forget all this. Because you'll just do what you do best. And what I love you for.
He looks at her.
But I need you to know. I know it burns. Katie. This was not your fault. And that while you may be the greatest Arun that I know, can't save me all the time. You can't carry me. And that's fine. Because I'll still be there. Right behind you.
Yeah, he just pulls her in.
She just hugs him, like rubbing the back of his head softly, so she kind of like falls against like the part of her sternum. She just like would gently like, it's all right.
And as they're having their moment, Arn will look up. What are you looking at? Scram! As the cluster of ladies is just staring at them in the middle of the docks, hugging each other.
Duh.
They scamper to the winds.
She kind of will rub her face because I'm not crying, you're crying. Fuck you, I'm going to get a Fenris, you know, that type of thing. Then it will, if El Diddy's appears suddenly out of the mists. Duh.
It's more than El Diddy's. At least initially, we'll poke into the back of Aster's head and be like, you handled that conversation way better than the last one.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
Well, you're going to have to deal with this too.
Yeah.
That's why we're coming to you.
What?
To like lift the mighty jaw of Aaron up, like. You need to have this talk with Dite. We'll do it together. As a pack. That's why I'm here. Stands by his side. Every alpha has a good beta to hold up the alpha as high as he can.
Yes.
Come on. Takes him by the hand and is leading him towards the El Diddy house. The home of the biddies.
The home of the biddies is crawling with family members. The Dide has ensconced herself in safety.
Is Craw in the fucking loft?
No, Crar got the sailors. Car's been doing all the shit you guys normally do because you guys have been too distracted to actually do work. And Diddy calls him unuseful.
With your shiver emotions.
Yeah.
You and your feelings.
You and your disgusting feelings. What are you? humans or Garu.
Ugh.
Act like what you are. Worms. No, he doesn't say that. No, but he actually comes up to somebody, like lolling around watching them talk, and like yanks this guy away, like from the circle of people, like definitely not listening in. Takes him away, drags him toward just a gaggle of other kinfolk sailors, like tosses him over with the rest of them. All right, now gather your things and prepare the boat. We are going sailing, and you'd better arm yourselves. And don't slack off. Especially you, Sven. You always slack off. You're worse than I am.
Sven hangs his head in shame.
All right, now get to work. Well, why are you standing around?
Ugh.
Move!
Carter is actually being terrifyingly productive.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Dide will eventually emerge from the masses, if only because you know what? Even she can tell that Arn's running hot right now, and that is a terrible fucking plan. And actually, as they're on the move, be like, you know what? We should go to the spring, and I will chase anyone off who's there.
Okay, we're on the way.
She'll just tap in like with Krar for a moment to check and see like what he's up to, like what he's allowing to go through as far as what he's up to, anyways.
Krar. Yeah, Krar just, pings back a list of shit he's done, like requisition food supplies and, clothes and weapons and that kind of thing, and tell the sailors to get ready. Because nobody else was doing it, so it fell on him. Dite, sometimes I am useful and productive.
So you are? I'll make sure you gain all due credit. And yeah, she'll pace up to the springs, which are thankfully a bit removed from the rest of the village. It's a little like path walk. It's really not that far. But it's far enough that if someone loses their shit there, it'll take them a minute to get back to where there's any large number of people. And she will proceed to chase out the kin there. Because, no, my spring. Yeah. Bzz. But we'll be sitting there with the little pendant that she usually just strings up in her hair for fun. Just down in her hands, rolling it over and over in her fingers. By the time the other two get there.
Yeah, I'm assuming Eltram and Co. arrive.
Well, I know you're leading me. I'm currently.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost thermonuclear at this point.
Yeah, she Astra arrives leading her brother by the hand, very gently.
So carefully. Meanwhile, Dide is like, on a more direct line again, because it just seems wise at this point, is like, are you sure now is a good idea?
He needs to hear it.
Well, he's like
Otherwise, he'll
that.
tear himself apart. Otherwise, he'll tear himself apart.
You don't like to play easy games, do you?
Not what both of you know.
Yeah, Dide will rouse up as the two of them are coming it properly into view. Kind of carefully gauging Arn's state as he is still just
Thermonuclear, and not the good kind.
Nope.
But he's calm. He's still under willpower.
Yeah. She just. Well, she will give. Let Astra go ahead and lead him all the way over before she makes a move. So he only has to process one thing at a time. Because let's not do anything to even remotely startle the thermonuclear rune. Because let's face it, if he blows, it's gonna be a bad day. But she does rouse up, and when they do finally get there, we'll come over very gingerly, attempt to take his other hand.
He does not contest.
She'll just pick it up and put it up on her cheek. Kind of look up at him to see if she can get him, catch the gaze. She doesn't want to lock eyes. She doesn't want to make a challenge of it. She just wants to get his attention. Preferably without, fussing to get it.
He looks down. Stares at her.
She kind of reaches out to Astra, actually, I don't know where to start. I was trying not to pay too much attention. It seemed rude.
She just reach out and take both of their hands. We can't survive unless we're together. Every ounce of our pain, we cannot carry for each other. We can only carry together. One person cannot hold everyone together by one single thread. No matter how strong, how proud, how wise, or how cunning they are.
No, you can't.
Now we have been wounded. And then that wound will sting. And there's not just myself and Dite, but Aaron too. But we do not hate each other. We do not lash out. We do not fester
Right.
away from each other. She'll smile and nod. Instead, we hold each other together.
He nods.
Did it keeps holding the one hand up to her cheek, for what it's worth.
We endure.
We do. Whatever else we may resent, let's not resent each other.
Never would I even think it. Especially not you two. and even Kra on some days.
It's a faint smile.
Like I always say, you two are my favorite. My favorite sister, my favorite Ditte. And just goes and takes the hand and wraps them around both their shoulders.
Yeah, with that, did I actually like is already in motion to kind of just slide in up into the arm.
And of course, then there is my favorite wife, the Trinity. I said that to a Fianna, they would go fucking mental.
It would. Absolutely mental. I know. I don't blame you, Orin, for not being there. I don't even blame Astra for leading me there. I don't blame myself for following.
No,
And killing them wasn't enough, but it'll have to do.
but I want to thank you for following.
Well, kind of tips her head very slightly. Reaches up with a hand. Just to, like, hold his cheek for a moment. You are my favorite alpha. And she'll even stretch out a hand towards Astra, making the same gesture, just cupping her cheek for a moment. You are my favorite beta. I knew who I was choosing when I chose who to follow.
Uh, uh.
What are you? Oh god! Oh god! Why? I wasn't ready for you to make that fucking comparison. I wasn't even ready.
Favorite alpha. Yeah, fuck it, Isaac. Suck it. Bitch.
Now, let's go show these silver fangs how we are. And how we actually managed to deal with the threat of the worm.
Please. We'll show them how a real job is done. As he will go and proceed to lift up both of them in one arm each.
Scooped.
Scooped and shoulder mounted. And as Arn stampedes, because that's the only way to say that he walks with two people on his shoulders, because he's a heavy man.
Shall we say that is a good place to end this scene?
I would.
I think so. So thank you, players, for playing. This has been pure chaos. Thank you, watchers, for watching. You got to see the chaos. We'll see you next time with another scene Voyager.